Good afternoon, Brother Randy here. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday out. Was able to get a lot of stuff done on the land, and as well going to go out with my son, and we're going to probably do some fishing today at a little pond that is up the block at a neighbor's house. But I was thinking about that, and me and a brother was talking a couple of days ago about the concept of a greater community, because he owns a piece of land as well. And we're talking about, the level of engagement that you're going to have in any societal change. See something that was on my glass. Let me clean it off. All right. When it comes to any societal change, when it comes to a calamity, whether it's a storm, a weather situation, a natural disaster, whatever it may be, at the end of the day, if you're in a community, if you have a homestead, you're still part of a greater community. And you have a certain obligation and sense to that greater community. It goes back to this book called The Fourth Turning that was written talking about how every 80 years there's a societal shift and the calamity that takes place in it and how to prepare for it. And again, even though you may have a community, a homestead, and it may be closed to the people that you just want to live with on that community, but still, you have to take into consideration the fact that you have neighbors. I mean, at the end of the day, on this road that I don't have many neighbors, but I do have neighbors. And those neighbors I talk to, we communicate, we know one another, we look out for one another. And that's the kind of relationship that you're going to want to have. You're never going to want to even isolate yourself in that kind of situation, because if you isolate yourself in that kind of deal, people don't know you. It could be a problem. It could be a potential problem in the future. So me personally, I try and get to know everybody that has a homestead. And there's a lot of little homesteads. There's in this particular area, it's just a lot of farmland. So I'm surrounded by crops mostly, and a lot of farm places. So, grain bins and things of that nature. So it's not really that a lot of people live in this area, but there's a lot of farming and a lot of tillable acreage that is in this area. Like, for instance, in the back of me, there's a large cornfield. On the side and surrounding me, there's a large, they're growing corn and soybeans. So even though that's the situation, I do have neighbors. And what you're going to want to do definitely is develop a good relationship with those neighbors, because even in a green, it's funny how, if I'm out of town or if I'm going away, I have neighbors that look out for the property. They say, hey, I see this and I see that, or I saw somebody driving by, whatever, They know the cars just as much as I know the cars. So they know if a car is out of place. They know if a car is, there's no reason why a car to be parked on the road. So that's automatically a red flag if a car is just parked anywhere in this area. A person just walking up and down the road anywhere in this area. And, these different properties, they butt up against other properties. So, if you're crossing into one property and the next, people know their properties. And, you don't want to get caught on someone else's property going into another person's property while property hopping. So, it's a pretty good deal over here where, it's easy to spot something that's out of whack. And a shit hit the fan, or a societal change, or a natural disaster, it's very easy to see if something is out of whack. And people talk and people notice things. So, and people keep others informed, because the majority of people around here, they own their land. I live in a county where it's said there's old money, meaning that it's generational wealth that has been produced here in this county, and it's hard to get land. It's hard to come up off land, and land that is being sold is very expensive now. That's what I've noticed. So, people, they're serious about their property. They're serious about their privacy, and they're willing to help out others as well. in terms of, just looking out and just keeping an eye out on things. So if anything is out of whack, if anybody that's in the area that shouldn't be, people got people's cell phones. They keep track and they know what's going on, especially these backwoods, rednecks out here. They know the terrain. They know when somebody's walking by. It's amazing because they grew up here all their lives, so they know the area. They know the people, and they know when something's out of place. And what you're going to want to do in the green or in the red is leverage those relationships so that you can have an ear to the ground, because somebody knows what's going on if something is going on. So it's going to be a good thing to develop those relationships with anybody, I would say, within a 1 mile to 5 mile radius. Because all of these people, again, there's not a lot of mortgages attached to these properties. A lot of these properties been transferred from father to son, or son to uncle, or niece and nephew, or what have you. So people are very aware of their surroundings, and you want to leverage that. You want to leverage those relationships and build relationships. They don't believe what I believe, but what I like about this area is that they respect the Constitution, and they respect property rights, and they respect the man's right to land ownership, and everybody respects one another's property. Like I said, nobody just don't walk on somebody else's property without their permission. I mean, there's a guy up the block that he lets you know, listen here, after dark, you better be honking your horn and saying some words when you come on his property, because he's liable to throw some bullets at you. I mean, it's that serious. People are very funny about other people being on their properties. So, and I'm thinking that that's the same way everywhere. People are funny about people just rolling up on people like that. It's just not an honorable thing to do. So it's like, even though I know him, even though I know my car, even when I drive up on his property, I honk my horn and I yell to let him know that, somebody's outside, because the last thing I want to do is have a man coming out his door with a shotgun in his hand, unloading on the car. That's the last thing that you want to do. And then at that situation, dead men tell no tales. Anything can be told after that. Hey, he had a gun in his hand. I fear for my life. Anything can be told, because at the end of the day, you on somebody else's property. So, develop relationships locally. Develop relationships with everybody that you can, that's feasible, that's around you. There's people that I don't even mess with. I mean, I already see them. I don't even mess with them. I don't even say nothing to them because I just see them. You know what I'm saying? But others, for the most part, a lot of people, like I've said, Kentucky, Western Kentucky, just like I've heard in stories in East Kentucky, but definitely Western Kentucky, very nice people, very honorable, very respectful. I have no issues with anybody out here. Nobody have no issues with me. And that's is a direct result of being friendly, being neighborly, even though that, I can't visually see, any of my neighbors, but you get what I'm saying. I'm a neighborly person, and I honor people's property, and I honors, people's land, and they honor and they respect mine, and they don't care what's going on my property, just like I don't care what's going on their property. They just respect the fact that, hey, whatever's going on is your business. It's your business. So, I like that spirit in them. With that being said, just develop good relationships with people, especially in your area, because those are the first people that you're going to be bartering with. Those are the first people that you're going to be engaged with. Those are the first people generally that you're going to get information from, and trading information and providing information in a situation where there are no lights, where there are no, where there is no communication. That's how you're going to get your information. Very important to understand. But hopefully that was very helpful for you out there. Have a blessed day. Shalom.